The strike deadline is here for Canada's unionized postal workers, and while the Crown Corporation may have temporarily avoided a full shutdown, the union representing those 55,000 postal employees has put a nationwide ban on any overtime. Roger Collins joins us now with the details. Roger?
Manisa, the ban on overtime will likely result in delays for Canada's mail service. And while there are no rotating strikes or nationwide work stoppages at this time, anything could happen. After all, the two parties have still yet to ratify a new contract. Canada's postal service continues to hang in a delicate balance. A potential strike that could have begun today has been avoided, for now. Instead, the union has called for a nationwide ban on overtime, meaning that roughly 55,000 Canada Post employees will not be working outside of an 8-hour day or a 40-hour week. A move Canada Post is warning could cause delays for its customers.
We're going to continue as best as possible to deliver. There will be delays, but the impact behind the scenes is that our network's starting to run dry, and we can't just keep prolonging this. It's been 2 years now.
This comes following what CUPW has called an offer for a truce of 2 weeks to continue negotiations without the threat of a strike or lockout. An offer, it says, Canada Post refused. Now, letter carriers are expected to return to the depot and drop off their mail at day's end, regardless if their route has been completed or not.
Canada Post continues to operate, but we're operating on fumes. Our volumes are down significantly from parcels to mail. So the threat of a strike and all the uncertainty that creates means that our business is way down. And the longer this goes on, the worse that's going to get.
The two sides have long since been struggling to come to an agreement, and now some see the avoidance of the strike as a positive sign.
I mean, you never want to find yourself having to take that action, especially when you feel that a negotiated contract can be achieved. So we're very relieved and still very dedicated to that option of negotiating a contract.
Given that the last strike before Christmas is estimated to have cost Canadians $1.6 billion, it certainly is good news another one has been dodged, for now. But whether or not the two sides can actually come to an agreement remains to be seen.
CUPW says that they will not give up benefits and rights that they've acquired in past negotiations. The management in the annual reports have said that Canada Post is unsustainable as is presently constituted, and I believe the numbers do show that. So there's no common ground. So there will be a strike, but a strike will not resolve the issues.
A recent government report flat out said Canada Post is facing an existential crisis, calling it effectively insolvent or bankrupt, warning that Canada's national mail service needs to undergo significant changes to remain a viable operation. But with that said, considerations for the workers shouldn't be ignored either.
Most nights, early night, was about 6, 7 o'clock. I've worked till 10, 10:30 sometimes. I've had an incident where my son, my youngest, because I tuck him in at night, calls me at, I think it was 9:30. Mom, crying. Mom, you coming home? Are you gonna come home and tuck me in?
Mandatory overtime, work-life balance, longer routes with less staff. Canada Post is bursting at the seams. That much is clear. The big question here is, how do you fix it?
The post office will be restructured to become a parcel post company only that serves those parts of the country in the rural and remote communities that do not have private courier service. That's where the post office is going, even if every person denies it. Just as famously in the Middle Ages, the church denied that the world was round. They said, Galileo, you take that back or we're gonna put you to death. So he was smart. He said, okay, I take it back, but the world was still round.
So while the overtime refusal carries on, CUPW says it plans to review the proposal Canada Post has laid out on the table. And just today, we're learning it plans to return with a counteroffer of its own in the next 2 days.